Five, four, three, two, one. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Yeah, Google will stop tracking you for ads. He's going to stop tracking you with the cookies, but there's a catch, right? They promised to stop selling ads based on individual browsing history, cookies. And what's interesting about this, you may not think this is interesting, but this is what I've been saying for literally 30 years. That one-to-one marketing, it doesn't make any sense. It's too much noise. And in fact, when we do modeling based on millions of pieces of mail, it doesn't even work really to go at the 5-digit zip code level. The predictive variables are at the 3-digit level. And you say, well, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. You say, I want to target everybody 25 years and younger or something. And I want to go by the individual household. Yeah, but okay, here's a couple of the problems with data. Okay, first of all, Google doesn't know who bought and who didn't on an ad. Not really. Not if they bought through your website or your ERP, right? Or they went and walked into your store. Google can't tell. No. Google can tell who was looking for a plumber in the middle of Texas a couple of weeks ago when all their pipes are bursting. Yeah, Google can tell the questions they ask. Google can tell that. But which plumber they picked? They can tell who they looked up, maybe, if they continue to look it up. But there's a big disconnect. Google published an article back in about November called The Messy Middle. And they basically said, we don't know where people go. They do this, and then they do this. And there's a big gap in there. And we don't even know when they did the final hurrah. That's a big difference between what I've been doing for 25 years and what Google's doing. We're using the same math. The difference is I got a better data set. We mail a household, and then we see who bought. And we know who bought because they bought from us, right? Whereas they don't buy from Google. No. They go over to Amazon, or they go to eBay, or they go to the store. We don't know what happens to them, okay? And maybe you can see sales go up when you advertise on Google. It's just as good as advertising on Captain Kangaroo in the early days of television. You place an ad, sales go up. Is that what did it? We don't know. Might have been Mighty Mouse. It might have been Mickey Mouse Club. It might have been Captain Kangaroo. That might bring you back. Okay? Very difficult to tell. Digital's worse. Okay? So Google said, why should we get regulated? Why should we keep trying to follow around somebody when we don't know what's going on in their life? We have very little data about them, and we don't even know when they actually buy. So we basically have no good dependent variable. We'll just tell people, oh, we're going to show your ad to a group of people. They're going to do that anyway. They're going to take all the little individuals and show it to a group of people, and you know what? They won't all buy, but some might. Okay? It's messy. That's how it works. That's how the real world works. My goodness. And if you think that you're going to predict what somebody's going to buy 10 minutes before they decide in their own head to do it, you're not going to do it. Okay, so maybe you're looking for people that, drive a Chevy and like to hunt deer and chew tobacco. Okay, Google can maybe find you that cohort. But does that mean they're going to like your country music? No, it doesn't mean that. They might like classical music for all you know. People are odd. Try saying, remind me to take out the trash tonight. My phone just told me to say that. And now it's okay. So a good illustration. That's the only reason I did it is because just ask Google something on the phone. And what you get is an illustration of how much they know, which is nothing. Okay? So I just want you to all be clear today that Google is not going to save you. And the smarter they get, the smarter your competition gets. It's not proprietary to you. You can't do anything with Google that Google doesn't know about and happily share if it works. Okay? So now let's go over to Real Direct Mail. Okay? This is by Marcus Johnson, who claims to have some connection, I don't think he really does, with the Johnson box. But I learned on Google, I think, that Johnson is the most common name in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Okay, so but it was Frank Johnson, and this is Marcus Johnson. Okay, now skip that part. Okay, a Johnson box is commonly found at the top of a letter. This is a Johnson box right here. Got that? Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have a line around it. We can make a rectangle and draw a line around it so that you can see it real good. Okay, that's a Johnson box. Power your marketing today with IWCO Direct. That is not a compelling one right there. Be better off saying, call today and we'll send you a free pen. Or something. Anything. Any offer. This is a terrible Johnson box as an illustration of Johnson boxes. The only thing good about it is that it is blue and stands out. And that's the main point of a Johnson box, right? They say to personalize it, but I'm not sure. I think a better offer. Did you test it? There isn't one good example of a test in this article, as usual. Mailers out there, if you really mail and you really test, sometimes put in something about your testing. It's just sad. Okay. Use a Johnson box. You know what works? Starbursts, underlines, blue, sloppy, marked up copy, highlights. Test them all. They work. You know, my art department used to always say, John, you're going to ugly it up. Okay, beat me. Beat me in a test. You want to see my portfolio? My ad, when I worked at the ad agency, they said, we don't ever want to see your portfolio in a presentation. I said, why not? It's effective. I can always beat control. They said, you ugly it up. I don't care. You know what the Johnson box is about? Selling more. And we can track it. We can look at the exact impact of putting that box in or taking it out. If you're mailing anymore. Pretty wins awards, ugly sells. Thanks, Ed. It doesn't always sell, but boy, it does sell. I'll never forget the guy. He was selling ratchet straps to truckers. Not a glamorous product. And he had a buff paper mailer, black on buff. And he got in a lot of sales. And it looked like it had been created with a ransom note. I think, this was before we had a lot of typesetting equipment or laser printers. And so I think he just cut the words out individually and stuck them down like a ransom note. Man, that thing sold. And so then he said, well, if that sells, I'll get professional design help. And my friend Peter Soik, who did some really great work, but we decided that we would not only pretty it up with small type and lots of explanation of how great our ratchet strap was, which is the same as everybody else's. We actually glued a piece on there, not like anyone didn't know what a ratchet strap was. It was all truckers. Anyway, it bombed, completely bombed. I mean, we had to have little Boy Scouts gluing pieces of ratchet strap onto this mailer that we did. So, ugly, test it. That's the rule. Nothing mentioned about testing. All these little ideas, no test results. Okay? I got test results. We'll have to do a session on that sometime. Well, I think that's enough for today. I've got a lot more. But we'll save it for tomorrow. Direct mail. You can hear it here. Join the WDMA, and you can get the marked up version of this article, which has some good marks on it. And by subscribing to WDMA or join, for heaven's sakes, and we'll help you with your marketing. We really will. I really talk to people who've joined the WDMA, and we talk about what we can do together. It's way worth, that's like 10 minutes of my billable rate. Just sign up and join, and we'll do great things together. Direct mail marketing. We're talking about that tomorrow. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Bye-bye.